You are now watching the Movie Juice Podcast.
The juice is loose.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Movie Juice Podcast. I'm Dylan.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm James. Movie Juice! Movie Juice! Movie Juice!
Juice the movie, oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
You're walking the macho man. I know a couple weeks ago I said I was going to do the entire movie like that, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, don't do that. It's funny to say it, but then whenever
I just did it for this one because, you know.
I'm going to crack open my can real fast. I apologize.
That's fine. Beer. What?
Yeah.
Brewski.
Yeah.
What?
You don't want to drink a beer with Stone Cold?
What?
Hurts my feelings.
What?
Melancholy.
What? So this week, we watched The Wrestler, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, for WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is this weekend.
Yeah. It's 2 days from now.
Yeah, and you got
Yeah.
night one. You got
We're a couple of dudes who like wrestling.
yeah. I'm ready for that main event of CM Punk, Rollins,
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief.
Yeah.
The one, Zeus.
We acknowledge here.
Yeah, we do. Even though
I
it's
have
not
problems with that main event, but here's not the place to put it. Talk
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
fair.
Like,
And then we got Cena and
Cena
Cody
versus
Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. Don't have a problem with that main
Dude,
event.
no,
that's
that
gonna
one's,
be
that one's
great.
gonna be fucking awesome.
that's going to be amazing.
So
Tears will be shed.
yeah,
yeah, do you have your notes pulled up
yeah,
for the movie?
Yeah, big dog.
Good shit.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about it.
The Wrestler is a 2008 American sports drama film directed by Darren Aronofsky and written by Robert Seigel. The film stars Mickey Rourke, Marissa Tomei, and Evan Rachel Wood.
I guess that's his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
So
like,
she's like the only other real
main
character in the movie,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was released on September 5th in Venice and then December 17th, 2008 in the United States.
Wow, this is like a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Huh.
The budget was only $6 million and at box office made $44.7 million.
Pretty good.
Oh, yeah. And then,
Remember when Mickey Rourke used to be like a big fucking actor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was like his kind of his comeback movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the film received critical acclaim and won the Golden Lion Award at the 65th Venice International Film Festival.
Word.
Because I think after this he does
Yep.
Iron Man 2, right?
Yeah, I think it's like The Wrestler and then Iron Man 2, I
Yeah.
think.
This film revitalized Mickey Rourke's career. He went on to win a Golden Globe, British Academy Film Award, Independent Spirit Award, as well as an Oscar nomination for Best Actor.
Should have won.
Yeah. And
I agree.
I want to say it was probably Heath Ledger.
Yeah, okay, if it was Heath Ledger, I ain't mad about it. You know what I'm saying?
Because both those movies came out in 08.
Yeah, you both came out in 08. What a year. What a
Yeah,
year.
what a year for movies. And Tomei, she received an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, but she already won an Oscar by this point.
Yeah.
She won one for My Cousin Vinny.
Yep.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Good fucking movie. We
never
should
seen
add
that
that to the list. It's pretty fucking funny.
The Wrestler,
Dad loves that movie.
like I said, it has critical acclaim on Rotten Tomatoes. Reported that 99% of critics gave the film positive reviews based on a sample of 229 reviews. Has an average rating of 8.5 out of 10. And the Metacritic has an 80 out of 100.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good fucking movie.
It is, yeah.
Like, it's a good movie if you don't like wrestling.
Agreed. It's just a good movie about a washed up guy who's trying to
Yeah.
make it in the world, who's slowly...
Left him behind.
Yeah.
During an interview, the director Aronofsky remarked on WWE chairman Vince McMahon's feelings. Well, I should note former
Yeah.
WWE chairman.
WWE chairman at the time.
Yeah.
Feelings on the Wrestler. McMahon saw the film and he called both me and Mickey Rourke, and he was really, really touched by it. It happened a week ago. We were very nervous, wondering what he would think, but he really, really felt the film was special. Having his support meant a lot to us, especially Mickey.
I remember Roddy Piper said that he couldn't finish it because it got to him.
It got too
Damn.
real.
Yeah.
I could totally see how, like,
Yeah.
for someone who's lived it, to be like, fuck, this is...
But I also think that some of the wrestlers didn't like it because they made it out to be like... Because I think, like, Randy the Ram's story is, like, worst case scenario.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's not all like that for all of them.
Right.
But for, I mean...
But also, he was pretty big when he was Randy the Ram. Like, you know, Because we don't see the actual decline in the movie, but it's like
he's already declined.
Yeah.
Here's what Bret the Hitman Hart said. He said that Mickey Rourke's character was clairvoyant performance, but called the film a dark misinterpretation of the business.
Yeah.
And Mick Foley said within 5 minutes he had completely forgotten he was looking at Mickey Rourke and he was just watching Randy the Ram.
Yeah.
So Mick Foley liked it.
Yeah.
And then,
Mick Foley is the perfect person to be like, to see this movie and think that's
and here's Roddy Piper. He says he loved it. He broke down and cried in Mickey's arms. So he was psyched that this story was finally told.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so he could finish it. That's my bad.
Yeah, like I see how someone could have that interpretation, but I don't know. I don't.
It's been forever since I watched this movie with my dad, and whatever, like probably about in 2009.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched it since then. This is the first time I've watched it since.
Mm-hmm.
Still a great movie.
It hit me more this time.
Yeah, bro.
From whenever I was a kid, because like I'm such a big wrestling fan, and I know what a lot of those older dudes went through.
Yeah, a lot of them never made it to 60s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even not being a wrestler, it just hit me as someone who's getting older, and it's just like shit. I can relate more to I can relate more now than I ever did as a kid.
Because like even Roddy Piper knew he wasn't gonna hit retirement age.
Yeah, and
he didn't. No, he died at like he was. I don't remember how old he was. But we have the technology.
We do.
He died at the age of 61. Yeah, he knew he wouldn't live to see 65 or 70, and he died at 61.
Fuck.
But yeah, a lot of those older time wrestlers don't even get to see like their self grow up.
Yeah, get old anyway.
Because I remember when Sid Vicious died earlier, or was that this year or last year?
It was last year.
Last year, I was listening to Kevin Nash's podcast, and he was like, "Man, dude had the perfect life, man. He got to go home.
Yeah,
He got to like see his children grow up and his grandkids grow up. So he was like, what more can you ask for?
Well, I think it's time to step up to the juicer.
Yeah,
boys.
bro. You step up to that big old juicer.
That's a good pre-juice conversation. I liked it.
Fox Searchlight. Know what I mean?
65
Venezia?
Venezia.
2008. Now, I don't know.
Venezia.
And then it was in association with Wild Bunch and a Protozoa picture. And then the movie starts, and it's like an opening compilation of Randy the Ram being a high profile.
The main event.
He's clearly a territory guy, like
moving
around in the 80s. And then you find out that the Ram Jam is his finish. It's just kind of random bullshit. I just took some notes. But then I also wanted to mention that the Ultimate Challenge is 1,000,000% a WrestleMania 6 reference. Because that's what they called the Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan. And also, if he wrestled at Madison Square Garden in 1989, he was definitely in the WWF.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Randy being an old man in the locker room 20 years later.
Yep.
And he's getting paid.
Well, we also got the title card in there too.
Oh
yeah, and the guy's like, we didn't have as much of a turnout as we thought we would, but here's what I can give you. He's like, being him is like, well, I need the money, so I'll take whatever you can give me.
Because he's sitting in like some classroom.
Yeah, because he's clearly like at a high school or something.
Yeah.
Well, if you like have listened to any kind of shit interviews or anything from professional wrestlers, you know that promoters are scum of the earth. Carney fucks. He's probably fucking lying to him, honestly.
Yeah.
But whatever. And then you find out that there's a legend signing in Rahway that he's going to go to.
Yeah.
We talk about that just to sign some autographs.
Back later. Yeah.
And then he goes to leave, and some dudes come up to him, and they're like, "Oh, Randy the Ram, we loved you when we were kids."
Yep.
And they're getting autographs from him. And the indie that he was working for was called BWO, and that is the only one in this movie that I did not recognize.
I didn't recognize it either.
Yeah. So, and then he drives home. And he goes home to his trailer,
and he's locked out.
And he's locked out of his fucking trailer.
He also has a figure on his dashboard of himself.
That's true. He's also listening to Guns N' Roses literally all the time.
Which I'm not a big fan.
And I'm not, but
I will say
not our generation.
I like Guns N' Roses more than I like pretty much any other hair metal band. But I don't listen to Guns N' Roses. No. Like, I think they got some bangers, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, I got beef with him talking shit about Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, that was like, oh, man.
Because, like, oh, no, we don't sing about fucking doing drugs anymore. Fuck you, washed up old fuck. That's why you die in the ring.
Yeah, like a real man.
Which I do think is cool, so I don't know why I said it like that.
I was teared up. I'm like, well, we'll get there. But
he goes home to a shitty trailer.
Yeah, and he gets locked out, and he's like hunching over his thing, which I don't know if he hunches over his trailer because he's locked out or if he does it because he's hurting.
Probably a little bit of both.
Probably a little bit of both.
Hurting for a squirting.
Oh no!
But I also wanted to mention that he's still in really good shape for an old fuck. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Does it ever like specify how old he is?
No, but I would assume that he's like late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
maybe 50, 55.
Because I would say, like, if he is a top guy in the late 80s, he's probably around 30.
Yeah.
There. And this takes place in, like, I would assume 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's probably, like, early 50s.
Yeah, because people have cell phones in this movie, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming also about that
A lot
time.
of flip phones, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, modern. Well, just with the... Once again, with the fucking indie promotions that they're using, it's definitely modern.
Yeah, for sure.
So... Or, well, modern to the time. I mean, anyway.
He can't get it unlocked. He goes to Lenny's, which is the manager office.
Yep, and he tries to knock on the door, and he won't let him in.
Yeah, Lenny doesn't answer, and then he goes back to his van.
And he pops some drugs and drinks some beer. I don't know if he's like
Yeah.
taking sleeping pills or what.
He's like looking at old pictures that he's got on his van wall of like the good old days while he's drinking his beer.
That's right.
I'm-
Hell yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but I do not recommend doing that.
Yeah, don't do that.
You can take sleeping pills and get hammered, trust me.
I feel like that's what
Don't-
you're not supposed to do,
don't-
actually.
You shouldn't do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
But clearly this guy's like, yeah. Clearly
He don't give a fuck.
Randy's like, fuck it. If I don't wake up, I don't wake up.
And then it fades to black.
And then it's the next day, and little kids are beating on his van trying to wake him up. And he comes out and he starts playing with them.
Yeah, he's like, you know,
he
fake wrestling.
reacts nicer than I probably would.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, why are you beating on my shit, dude?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
And then,
Especially being hurt and being probably a little hungover. I'd be like, bro,
Yeah,
I just
dude.
left in a van, fuck off.
and he's like play wrestling with the kids. And while he's doing that, the manager of the trailer park shows
Yeah,
up.
Lenny.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking to Lenny, and Lenny's kind of an asshole, but I also understand because he just wants his money.
Because he's like, you know, I'm good for it. And he's like, no, man, look.
Also,
give me the
he
money.
He says you've been good for it all the other times. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, and also Lenny is the same actor that plays Hector in Breaking Bad.
yeah.
wow,
Yep.
I did not catch that.
Yeah, bro. When he was driving, I was like, oh, bro, it's Hector.
Yeah, dude.
And then he goes to work because he has no money to pay his
Yeah.
fucking bills or
And he's
whatever.
like,
he goes to-
he asked for more hours. He was like, bro, I need more hours.
Yeah, he asked Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne is the
Wayne,
manager, and he
yeah.
won't give her any more hours, and he makes fun of him for being a wrestler. He says, "What, did the price of tights go up? Fuck you, dude.
Like, bro,
It's called gear, okay? Wayne, don't you make fun of my passion.
Yeah, you bald fuck.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm sorry that all you had was a fucking delusion of grandeur as a manager at a fucking grocery store. Fuck you, man. Didn't even work a day in his goddamn life. Who was he talking to Randy the Ram like that? Who'd he ever beat? Nobody. Fuck you. All right, sorry. I'm passionate about professional wrestling.
Fucking 10-piece chicken McNobody, bro.
I like that.
Goddamn right. But anyway, so Randy unloads trucks. Like, that's what he does. And I wanted to mention it's cool how this movie is filmed like a documentary.
Dude, it's also like,
Yeah.
I also want to say, it's also super easy to take notes on.
Yeah.
It's so quick, and it's like a dramatic Napoleon Dynamite with how quick and to the point it is with everything.
Yeah. It's a good way to look at it.
And then he's unloading the trucks, and then it cuts to him in a locker room, and he's going in, and all the boys are like, "Oh fuck, Randy's
here. He's back.
The Ram,
Big
and,
dog.
and it's cool because like this scene, like it kind of shows what an
Inside-
indie
inside
show
baseball.
is.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
much
pretty cool.
inside
I like that a
baseball.
lot. Yeah.
Like the promoter comes in and he runs down the card. He sells who's all wrestling each other.
And while he's doing that, it pans to Randy getting ready, and it pans back to
Yep. And then while he's getting ready, a dude named Tommy comes in.
Yeah.
And
Mohawk.
He's got a mohawk.
It's pretty cool.
And they start talking about like the matches. He's like, "Hey, there's some things I want to do, but I want to run it by you," which is like a big thing in wrestling, where like you pay respect to
the greats.
the veterans
yeah.
in the locker
Which
room.
very much is. He's like, look, man, I respect you. I watched you a lot when I was younger.
And then it pans like
He's like, I'm
a
just happy to like be wrestling with you.
yeah.
Which is cool.
And he talks about how he's excited to wrestle him. He's even excited to lose to him,
Yeah.
which you know,
Yeah, which is wrestling is predetermined.
yeah.
No, but it's not fake.
It's not fake.
You take a Cold Stone Turner and tell me that's fucking fake.
Yeah, Cold Stone Cutter. Yeah.
It's like other wrestlers talking, and then it pans back to Tommy and Ram.
Yeah, it's cool. They're talking about how like, oh, we're gonna work the leg, and he's like, no, don't work the leg. Everybody works the leg. Work the neck. You guys got the leg, and they're like, yeah, we got the leg. Which
Right.
I'm not sure if I believe that they really talk about it like that.
Yeah,
But-
they might, but
Because I've watched so many goddamn shows where like the same motherfucking thing happens.
Do the same thing. every match. Yeah.
Like But I appreciate the attention to detail they put in
Hey,
there.
man. They could all be just doing like chin locks, you know?
Yeah.
That's true. And then it shows Randy making his gig
Yep.
Yeah.
because he's
from the blade.
getting
Yeah.
color tonight, which means
Yep.
he's gonna bleed.
Yeah. Which means he's going to cut his forehead open for people who don't know.
Yep.
Cut it in the hairline.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. He does not.
Yeah, he goes like right in the forehead.
Yep. But those old guys, man, like if you fucking see
Yeah.
Devon Dudley, bro.
You
Yeah.
got scar galore up here. Even Ric Flair looks like shit.
Yep,
Yeah.
they do. But anyway, then he goes out to the ring, and there's a lot of people there
Yeah, and
for an indie show anyway.
Yeah.
as he's walking to the ring, he headbutts a chair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
I put hell yeah CTE. You know what I mean?
It was definitely like bigger than that high school show he did, but it was
Yeah.
still smaller than like the show at the end of the movie. It's like it was a good like middle
Yeah.
packed house.
And Ram is very, very popular with the
Yeah.
crowd. And WXW is an indie promotion that was ran by one of the fucking Wild Samoans.
That's cool.
It was either Alpha or Sika. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
pretty
Alright.
sure. Because it's still a thing.
That's
And
cool.
a lot of those motherfuckers work there. That's why those Samoan dudes were there.
Yeah.
Because they were Samoan dudes. Yep. And then they're just having their match. There's a ref bump in the match.
Yeah, that was funny. He gets knocked out.
Exposed turnbuckle.
Crowd is telling Tommy he sucks dicks, lol. And I put Tommy as a heel doing heel things, and then he hits him. Tommy takes the ram and hits him up against the turnbuckle, and then Randy blades himself.
Yeah, because he falls down, and then while he's down there, while he's up there like
Tommy-
keeping the crowd
Yeah.
engaged while he's able to cut.
He's doing some crowd work.
Yeah, while he's
he's-
able to cut, and then he gets up, and then everyone's like, "Oh shit,
Blood.
blood!"
And then he makes his comeback, and he goes up top, and he hits the ram
Hits him
jam,
with the ram jam, for the
which
win.
is just a flying headbutt, and he wins.
But it was cool.
It was
It's very, very Ram-esque.
Yeah, he does a little arm thing, makes it look like a ram.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, which flying headbutt. A lot of.
Super dangerous.
Super dangerous.
Shouts out Benoit, you know what I mean?
Kind of.
Well, I don't know if we shot him out.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean. Hey.
Like, I understand what you meant. Maybe we could have worded it a little better.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, man, he was a great wrestler, okay?
He was a great wrestler. Terrible person.
He was a terrible person in his last 3 days of being alive.
Yeah.
And it was,
But that tarnished his whole legacy.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. It's a goddamn shame.
It is. It is.
But anyway,
But CTE.
what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Don't take unprotected chair shots to the head.
And that's why WWE was like, buddy, to Daniel Bryan, was like, buddy, you can't be doing that headbutt anymore.
But let's be
Yeah.
honest here. Do we miss chair shots to the head? Because I do.
A little bit.
I do.
Yeah, because like hitting them in the back doesn't look as cool.
It doesn't look as cool. Like, I'm glad they don't do it. I understand
I
why.
understand, yeah.
But I wish that CTE wasn't a thing.
But also, if they could
Hey,
just,
man, take that up with God.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if they talk about it beforehand, they can, you know.
But when
slip
they
their
put the hands up, it's still not right, bro. Cause like, bro, you've seen those motherfuckers crack a chair over
Yeah.
somebody's head for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like when it folds over, it's
Honestly,
like, oh!
whenever like we do get like the occasional headshot nowadays, I get stoked.
I get fucking excited.
Like,
And I know I shouldn't.
There was a couple of years ago whenever like Braun Strowman just takes this fucking like one of the announcer chairs and just chucks it and domes Roman Reigns with it. Fucking hilarious.
But then he's in the locker room getting doctored up, you know, from where he cut his forehead, and the promoter comes
Yeah.
in and he tells him about a show that they're doing down in Wilmington, Delaware, I assume.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a rematch of
Ram
20 years.
Ayatollah 2.
Yep, and
Yeah.
it's a rematch, and it's a match for Ring of Honor. That's who he's working with that weekend,
Yeah.
so he wants him to do it. And they also have a Legend weekend going on that weekend too, so it's like
Yeah.
a big wrestling event. And you know, so like they talk about it. Randy's like, "Yeah, bro, I'm down, whatever."
Yeah, I'm down to clown.
And then they go to a strip, and then
Because at first he's like, yeah, hell yeah, let's all go take a shower together.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, hell yeah.
let's hit the shower together, guys. And then he goes to a strip club after.
yeah.
And the bouncer recognizes him immediately, so you know that he is a regular there.
Yeah.
And then he asks for drugs.
Big Chris was his name.
Big
Yeah,
Chris,
Big Chris,
yeah,
yeah.
he was cool.
And then he grabs a beer and asks about Cassidy.
I also just took a note that says ass, so I guess as soon as he walks in, you see a butt.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of boobies here.
There are a bunch of boobies.
Do you have a boob count?
Kinda. It kind of gets complicated because you see the same pair of boobs multiple times. I don't know if I should count that more than once. I feel like I shouldn't, but
Probably
I
not.
mention it every time.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's Marissa Tomei's boobs.
Yeah.
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 She's hot.
It's probably the only movie I can think of where
Yeah.
she's actually like naked.
I think she might have done it before, but
I think there's
don't-
another movie where she gets like full on blown out, if I'm being completely
Yeah, I'm
honest.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's like I'm pretty sure she was like known for that back in the day.
Yeah.
For people who don't know her by name, that's
May.
Tom Holland's Aunt May.
New Aunt May.
Yeah.
So he asked for a stripper in the background named
Cassidy.
Cassidy. And then I said boobs in background, more boobs, so that's 4 boobs.
Hell
And then he goes to the bathroom to freshen up.
Yeah, which is fucking. I didn't even take a note on that. My lawyer just goes to the bathroom and then leaves. I was like,
yeah. And then I put more boobs. Because like the second he walks out the bathroom, there's more boobs.
oh yeah, dude. There's so many boobs in this movie. It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
That's probably why I loved it in middle school.
Oh, dude, it's coming up, man. I'm telling you. So then when he's walking by, he walks by the VIP room because you find out that Cassidy is working VIP tonight.
Yeah.
And she's in there with like some of these younger dudes, and she's like, "Oh, come on, baby," and they're like making fun of her.
Yeah, they're age shaming her. I literally put assholes age shamed Cassidy. Put some respect on Marissa Tomei's name, fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's Aunt May, goddammit.
Yeah, you're
And,
goddamn right.
Randy takes offense, and he
Yeah.
goes in there and
He's like,
starts.
get the fuck out of here.
He starts talking shit. He's like, "Dude, this fucking lady's way hotter than the fucking what does he call his fiance?" Did you write that down?
No.
He basically just talks mad shit and says that dude's fiance ain't shit compared to her.
Yeah.
Which
So-
I might agree with.
Which,
I don't know. I've never seen this guy's fucking.
Yeah, I've never seen this guy's fiance, so who knows?
but
Marissa
yes,
Tomei,
so they start a fight, and it's like a bit of a pull apart, not crazy. And the guys leave, and Marissa Tomei is mad at Randy. I'm sorry, Cassidy is mad at Randy because she lost $200, which I would be mad
I'd
too.
be mad too.
I feel like she didn't lose anything though, because it's like those guys weren't going to pay her.
Probably not.
and
And then
I get being mad in the
I also
moment, but with the benefit of hindsight, I'd be like, those guys weren't.
I don't know how strip clubs work. I've only ever been to one, but
They
I
probably try to
would,
weasel out of it. They seem like
I
that
would
asshole
assume
type.
the VIP room is probably something you pay for.
I feel like you pay
before.
for
That's
that
true.
beforehand.
Yeah, before
Yeah.
going in there. So
Maybe it's like she thought that's how many tips she'd get.
Yeah, I don't know.
probably not. Those guys are kind of assholes.
Those guys were dickheads.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she forgives him very quickly though, because she like threatens him with the chair, and then she's like, "Ah, it's all right, you my boy."
Yeah.
That's basically exactly what happens. And then it cuts to him getting a dance from her,
Yeah.
and you.
Getting a lap dance from.
I ain't trying to be like that, but all of it, dude. You know what I mean? like fucking 11-year-old James, man. That shit had me going crazy. I was like,
And like,
I remember at my mom's, we rented this shit on, or from the community video,
yeah.
and I was watching this shit in the playroom, bro, and I would just fucking crank. like fucking stupid style, bro. I just fucking... but can you blame me, bro? I'm fucking like 11. I'm like, holy shit.
Puberty's a wild time.
And then, but while she's giving him enough of that.
But yeah, like mid lap dance, dude's forehead starts bleeding. Like,
Yeah, dude.
I wrote my notes. Total flare move.
And he's like reliving the glory years, like telling her about how fucking badass he used to be, because he starts showing her all the other scars he
Yeah, and
has.
then she compares him to Jesus. He
Yeah.
looks like Jesus with that hair.
Well, he also mentions that he's still in good shape, so this rematch might be his ticket back to the top.
Yeah, it probably won't be.
It probably won't be, buddy. And then she's like, "Oh my God, you're bleeding!" And he shows her the scar on his bicep, and then he has like a cracked clavicle.
Yeah.
And he's like talking about all these different cities he's been in and stuff, because he says he got like one of them in like Denver and the other one in like Orlando or some
Yeah.
shit. I didn't write that down, but I just remember it.
But then going back to your Jesus comment, she says something about she twists that with Passion of the Christ. He's like, I've never seen that movie, and then she's blown away that he's never seen that movie.
I've also never seen that movie, not as an adult.
Not,
Yeah.
not as an
I
adult.
watched. I remember that. I think I watched it for like church once, and I was like
Yeah.
half paying attention. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, why are you guys showing this to me?
Leave Jim Caviezel alone.
Yeah,
Kind of backtracking, but he called her a Goomba skank
Goomba Skank.
Goombas.
throughout the entire script.
Okay.
That is pretty funny.
Fucking awesome.
That is fucking awesome.
Shouts out research, you know.
So that's what he called her. Goomba Skank. Thank you, research. That was
And
fun.
she compares him to Jesus because he says that he would fight through the injuries for his crowds.
Yeah.
So that he was like, and then she calls him the sacrificial ram instead of the
Sacrificial lamb.
She's,
Yeah.
she's gonna get sacrificial ram. She keeps it up.
Dude, he tries.
Way up.
Not to get too far ahead of ourselves here. And then she gets called to the main stage and leaves. And then it cuts to a drug deal in a locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's buying
He's buying
steroids.
he's buying
Buying
steroids and he's
steroids.
buying shit for his bitch tits that he'll get from taking steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's literally pretty much what it comes down to.
And this guy, the guy's too. He keeps trying to upsell him too. It's like I got this too. I got that. He's like I got all sorts of stuff.
He's
like,
got
"No, I'm
fucking coke.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm good. This is for now.
And then
Yeah.
it shows him taking the needle and
Yeah.
shoving it in his
Yeah.
ass.
He
Right.
works
his
out.
butt.
He gets his hair done.
Yeah, it's
he's
just
like
like
he's like gearing up for everything.
It's his montage of him keeping his shit up,
Yep.
getting ready for his next match.
He's getting his hair dyed. He's in the tanning bed.
Yeah.
And then he goes to a dollar store.
Well, no, while he's in the tanning bed, he can't get his pants off, and dude just leaves his socks on for some fucking reason. Like that's
Well, you ain't gonna see his fucking feet.
Yeah,
bro.
no, but it's
Also, what's up with the whitey tighties, man?
yeah, but also,
Nice.
also I feel like the pants thing probably wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah,
Like,
it's probably
it's probably supposed to be like easy to get off, and they're just like, well, he's having struggle. Let's just leave it in here.
Yeah, it's
Also,
funny.
I don't mention it until much later in my notes, but dude has the most ridiculously sweet Jesus tattoo in the middle of his back. And I was like, bro, what the fuck is that? Because it looks like shit, but it's kind of badass.
Yeah.
But then they go to a dollar store for
Yeah,
weapons.
Literally, he goes shopping for weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like shitty bacon trays. Like they're hitting each
Yeah.
other with them.
He breaks a couple of them and puts them back. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, because they break a pot or a pan. They
Yeah.
break a fucking pan. They
He's
just,
he just throws it back on the shelf.
which to be fair, I probably would have done the same thing.
I would have done the same
Yeah.
shit.
I'd have kicked it under there. You know?
And then they start. What are they messing with? Like the little oven things that he has, where he's hitting the dude with them, but they're cushioned on the inside.
Yeah.
What are those?
they're like lids, I think, for pans or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
And he's like,
Because it looks like it doesn't hurt at all. Like,
Yeah,
it's
no.
Yeah, it's probably lesser than Tupperware.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
like the one use things.
yeah, maybe.
yeah, cheaper made shit.
Because it's funny because they do it at the register. They're like, oh, look at this, haha. And then they the dude behind the register lets them do it
He's
too.
like,
He's like, "Eh." And then it cuts to another indie show.
Yeah.
And it's a CZW show, which is Combat Zone Wrestling.
Sick.
Fucking
They-
nuts.
They still exist right now, I
Yeah.
think, but they go out of business and come back a lot. Yeah, but they've been in indie for almost 30 years.
Before Vice started doing Dark Side of the Ring, they did a documentary on CZW.
Yeah, they did one on Tournament of Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense because
Yeah.
it's fucking brutal.
And
man.
then I think
this
the
shit gets fucking rough.
I think the same crew does Dark Side of the Ring. I think they just transitioned into doing that afterwards.
Hell yeah, it's the fucking Necro Butcher. That's the name of that
Yeah.
dude.
But
Yeah.
his fucking gimmick is weird, bro. He's just basically like a Satanist. Or
He's
sadist.
like a hillbilly
yeah, sadist
hardcore
type.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it is fucked.
Yeah.
like dudes wrestling with broken glass with no shoes on.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got no shoes on, no boots, and they're talking, and he's like, "How do you feel about
Staple guns.
a staple gun?"
He's like, what?
And it's like, Randy, why are you here? Like, why are you doing a death match? You're 50. And he even mentions, he's like, oh, I've never really done the hardcore stuff, you know.
Then why are you doing it now? We're like,
Yeah.
now is not the time to start.
Yeah, near the end of your career is not the time.
This is why you have a fucking heart attack, you dumbass. Like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
man, your heart can't handle a hardcore match in your fucking 50s.
Not that kind of match.
Not
Yeah,
that kind
no.
of match. I mean, maybe
Like-
the soft WWE level hardcore match, maybe.
Yeah, if it was like a...
No hold barred.
If it was like that AEW fucking barbed wire death match with the shitty fucking pyrotechnics. Pew pew.
But he says, but Necro tells him, it doesn't hurt going in, but it hurts coming out.
Yeah, which we see later, and it
And
looks pretty
then-
fucking painful both.
And
on
then
both.
I love how they do this because it cuts to the end of the match.
Yeah.
And they're both fucked and
Yep.
Randy bashes this thing of I don't think it's glass because they've already used the glass, but it's he bashes this thing over his head.
Yeah.
And then he pins him and wins.
Yep.
But they're fucked. They're both
But
bleeding
then
the
he keeps going
shitload.
back to throughout the match too. Now that we've seen the end of it, we go back
Yeah,
and
'cause
so I
he-
was like, oh, we're not going to see it. And then we start seeing it. I'm like, oh, this is brutal as fuck.
Because he
Yeah.
goes through the curtain after he wins, and also this was filmed at a Cage of Death show, which is cool. And
It pans back 14 minutes ago.
14 minutes ago, and
And then
then
you got the boo yay hits, where it's whenever the heel hits them, they boo. Whenever
Yeah.
the face hits, it's cheering.
And then fucking Necro pulls out bug spray
Yeah.
and bug sprays Randy the Ram, and then he fucking
sprays it.
sprays
dude.
his tongue,
But
bro.
he
is-
fucking
Which is we don't recommend doing.
he does that fucking Mad Max thing. Witness.
Yeah.
Before it was the thing. He's like, ah. I was like, what the fuck? This guy's insane.
And then he gets stabbed with a fucking fork.
Yeah, bro.
Well, and he also the Necro Butcher staples a $5 bill to his head.
Yeah.
To his
own
head.
head.
To his
Yeah.
own head, and then he starts stapling Randy.
Yeah.
Which I was gonna be honest with you guys. I love wrestling, but I fucking think deathmatch wrestling's dumb as fuck.
It's stupid. It's just
Like-
Too much.
Okay, so hear me out. If me and you have fucking hated each other for a long time, and then we
Yeah.
have a crazy match, fine.
Yeah.
But just to do it
Yeah.
all the time,
I think
I hate that
I think
shit.
deathmatch should just be the final. If you guys can't squash it in a Hell in a Cell, do one deathmatch.
yeah.
Finally, But like just to be like, oh, this is the first 2 times these guys are fighting. Deathmatch.
Yeah, it doesn't sit right with me.
I don't necessarily. I don't necessarily hate the concept of deathmatch because teach his own. But
Right.
I think if you're gonna do it, the storyline needs to be there and it needs
Right,
to
it needs to make sense.
Yeah, it needs to make sense.
Yeah.
Not just.
We're just not sick, bloodthirsty fucks.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But it's also my beef with like when WWE would do like themed events, so like Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Like,
I hate that shit too.
Yeah,
like,
like-
are you just gonna throw Roman Reigns and Rusev in a Hell in a Cell because they've
Yeah.
been feuding for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
man.
like, I think certain match stipulations need a good, proper storyline.
That's why they did a good job with the Drew versus Punk one last year.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
That was a good idea. Anyway, sorry. They fucking cut him with a fork, barbed wire, and tacks.
And then he gets thrown through that window.
Now, I will say, Chris Jericho did a death match on AEW with Nick Gage. I almost said
Yeah.
Cage. And he pulls out a pizza cutter. And
I remember that. Yeah.
Domino's was pissed because they were like, whenever they did
When they went to ad break, it was a Domino's.
it was a Domino's commercial when it was the whatever their fucking ad break is, where the ring, where like the match is still in the corner.
Yeah.
The fucking
Picture to picture.
Picture to picture. Yeah, Domino's was fucking pissed about it.
Funny as shit. It's like, yeah. And then either before or after he gets thrown into that fucking window with all the glass. But
Yeah.
before or after that, they take it to the crowd. They take it
Yeah, they find him in the crowd, and he uses a leg.
He uses this guy's like, use my leg. He's like, yeah.
Because he takes a trash can and puts it over the Necro Butcher, and then he hits him with a...
He's going to hit him with like a chair shot.
think
He's
a
like, wait,
chair.
no, use my leg, use my
Yeah.
leg. He's like, okay.
This one's for Dad.
And then they fight back to the ring. Well, Ram goes back to the ring, and then Necro hits him with a chair.
He also
and goes
dumps
over.
trash on him too.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. And then they go through the glass spot, and
Yeah.
it shows like, and it's doing this a lot because there's also a barbed wire spot that it does that with too, where it'll cut back to like him getting doctored.
Yeah.
Like whenever
Yeah.
they show the staple guns, then it cuts
show
to
him
him
getting
having
him
him
out.
taken out,
And
he's-
a bunch of thumbtacks, too. They had tacks as well.
Yeah.
Which
All
I
over the ring.
mean, to be fair, the Necromancer did tell him.
Butcher.
Necro Butcher.
Yeah,
My bad.
You're good.
Like
Necromancer is like something completely different.
Yeah, he did tell him like the staple is gonna hurt more getting removed than it's going in.
And you can tell it definitely so. Like in the moment, when he gets stable, it's like it's nothing. But when it comes to them taking him out, he's like, oh fuck.
Well, it's also like you
I
gotta think,
could've-
man. Like the adrenaline
Is
Yeah,
also
it's wearing
gone.
off.
It's gone
Yeah.
probably, and he's just like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
what the fuck did I just do?" And then it shows like after the window spot, whenever it shows them taking the glass out of his back,
Yeah.
he like almost throws up. And then it shows the end of the match
Yeah,
where
CZW chance.
yeah. And Randy and so Necro is like gonna take Randy up a ladder and throw him through a table with barbed wire on it.
Yeah.
But Randy reverses it, throws him through it.
Yeah.
And then like that's basically the end of the match.
Looks so
Yeah.
fucking painful.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. God.
And then
Now, do you think Mickey Rourke had a stunt double for this, or do you think
I
he
hope
actually
so.
did it?
I think that he probably had a stunt double for a lot of the crazier shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know though. I don't know. I doubt he got fucked up like that.
No.
Yeah.
Now the other guy, he probably just said, "Fuck it, I'll do it." I'm doing it for way less most of the time.
Yeah,
So-
he probably giant Oxfilled it, you know what I mean? Probably just ate it.
Yeah.
But then it finally is like the end. Like he's just back in the locker room, and it shows his back, and he is filled with fucking holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And then that's when we get the rest of the doctoring up, and he's like, "All right, you're good to go.
And,
You're as good as you can be."
you're good to go shower, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he starts kind of like stumbling into the.
You can tell he's
shower.
The
something
locker room.
wrong. Yeah.
And there's a lot of old cool CZW posters, which I thought was sick. And then he vomits
Yeah.
and passes the fuck out.
And falls into it.
Yep.
The barbed wire table also had thumbtacks on it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can see the thumbtacks while they're taking them out too.
And then it cuts to him in the hospital, and he's like, blah, 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 blah,
What
blah.
happened?
Blah, I'm no man. What the fuck?
Yeah, because he throws up and passes out.
Because he's been out for like a week or two.
Yeah, like it doesn't tell you how long he's in the hospital. I don't think.
I mean, long enough to
or
have
no,
a-
it says a couple weeks after he's been out, so he was
Yeah.
probably in the hospital for like a week.
Yeah, because he had like a whole like bypass surgery.
Yeah. Well, he wakes up and they put him back to sleep, and then he wakes up again, and it's
Yeah.
whenever the doctor comes in after he's had the bypass surgery, and the doctor tells him. Oh, he also calls him Mr. Ramzinski
Yeah.
because that's his actual last name.
Right.
Yeah.
And he tells him like, hey, like your heart's basically he says your heart's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
dude.
had a heart attack.
You got to stop putting all the bullshit that you're putting in your body
Yep.
in your body.
You can't do any strenuous activity.
He's like, Doc, I'm a professional wrestler. And he's like, hey, that's not a good idea, guy. Listen, I'm a doctor. Don't do that.
And then he also tells him that he's gonna have to. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, just cut your losses.
And And then he also tells him like you're gonna have to start taking medication and you can only exercise moderately.
Yeah.
And Randy's like, but I'm a professional wrestler, and he's like, you can't.
Fuck you are.
And he's like, you almost died this time. Next time you might not be so lucky.
And I just said, stop doing that goofy ass deathmatch shit, and you'll be okay.
I just want to say the doctor dropped a foreshadowing line right there. He's like, next time you might not be so lucky.
And then it shows him like
Food for thought.
it shows him like unpacking his luggage, and he throws his gear away because it's all bloody and fucked up.
Yeah.
And I mean,
It
in his
probably-
mind, he's like, I don't need this anymore. You know?
Probably vomit covered because he does throw up the side of it.
Yeah. But then he goes to leave the hospital, and the promoter left him some money.
Yeah.
Left him like it looked like about $300.
It was enough to get back in his trailer.
Yeah.
So.
But not enough to do all that death matching.
Well, also, let's think about these fucking medical bills. Because you know this motherfucker don't have health insurance.
Yeah.
Like,
Most of them don't.
yeah, that's true. And then he gets taxied back to a van, and
Because his van's like the only thing in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like empty.
and then he goes to a pharmacy and gets his medicine. And this is when you find out his name is Robin Ramziski.
Yeah, Robin.
Yeah, he kind of missed it, you know.
Yeah.
Mike
Very-
Mizanin.
Very much so.
I think he did more than this did.
Oh yeah, for sure.
His
I've
name's
never,
fucking Robin.
I've never seen the Miz do a death match.
He also has a hearing aid. I just want to mention that.
Yeah.
Because it shows, it's just kind of another feather in the cap of how fucked up he is,
Yeah.
you know. And then he goes back to his trailer, and he's able to get back in with the money.
Yep.
And then it shows his depressing ass trailer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so sad.
It's
man.
so sad in there. Like, there's nothing. Really.
It's almost like it reminded me of 8 Crazy Nights, his trailer. That also reminded me of Peacemaker's trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like very.
Yeah, because he just goes in there and basically just closes all the blinds and goes
Yeah.
to sleepy by.
Also, there's hot sauce beside his bed.
Yeah. What a Kyle move.
What a Kyle move.
Hey, guys, I don't know what the fuck you need it for in your bed, but
Hey man, you never know. You might just get thirsty. You just need to turn up.
And then it's like a montage again of him just being like not knowing what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
So taking his medicine, he's looking at his surgery
reading
scar.
books.
Yeah.
He reads a
He
lot.
takes a weird shower because he has to keep the thing covered
Yeah.
and reads his book. And then like he looks over and he has a sweet old Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's very nice and clean. Like, it looks good.
And then it cuts to the kids playing outside. He's like, "Hey, Adam, you want to play some Nintendo?"
Yeah, you want to come in and play some Nintendo? And he's like, sure. And then they just talk about Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, my boy Soap.
Yeah. I put COD 4 as goated.
Because he's like, oh yeah, and then he plays this like new guy, and I was like, yeah, Soap, my boy. R.I.P. Soap McTavish.
RIP, yeah, no shit, bro. COD 4 is
It's
one of
fucking- yeah.
it's one of the best.
Modern Warfare is 1 through 3,
yeah.
the originals. Fucking fire.
There's a good like
Yeah.
6-year period where
They were,
every
they
Call
were
of
on
Duty,
top of the world.
yeah,
fire.
they fucking were.
And now they're all kind of...
and now they're mid to bad.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
say because it gets repetitive.
I haven't played a Call of Duty in at least 10 years.
The last one I played, the last 3 I
Maybe
played,
like 6 or 7. I don't know.
the last 3 I played I didn't like.
The last one I remember buying when I was still on like my every year one was Infinite Warfare, the one that came with the Modern Warfare remastered.
Right.
And like I played it and I was like, all right, well, I'm done with this. I don't like this anymore.
I bought the one that came out in 2023, and it wasn't that bad, but I remember like it wouldn't run good on my computer, so I was
Not
like,
like a Modern
fuck
Warfare, one of
this.
the Modern Warfare remakes.
I think it was a Modern Warfare.
Because I remember Modern Warfare 2 was just the multiplayer. It didn't even have a single player.
Really? It might have been that one.
Yeah.
And then the one before that was Cold War.
I remember that because you were playing it around the time that he had to take me to the airport. I remember because I was looking up videos on maybe whether or not I wanted to buy it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, man. For that money, it's not worth it to
It
me.
wasn't worth it.
And I know like they just put out a new one because the guy came into work and he saw my Turtles tattoo and he was like, oh, the new Call of Duty has like you can buy the skins for all 4 turtles. I had to buy Mikey.
Yeah, I haven't heard of a Call of Duty in a while.
Fortnite did it first.
Yeah.
The Ninja Turtles been in Fortnite for at least a year.
Yeah, but like
Because I was still playing whenever they put them on there.
honestly,
Yeah.
what game isn't doing different skins now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they have Ninja Turtles.
I'm aware they're doing it first, but you can also play as Rey Mysterio in the new like one of those shooter games.
I
don't know
remember
which
Call of
one.
Duty Ghost back in the day. You could play as Mike fucking Myers.
Yeah.
Like there was one thing like if you got a big enough kill streak, you could turn into him and start stabbing people. It's cool as fuck.
So yeah, they're playing like Call of Duty.
No, they're playing.
I mean, they're talking about Call of Duty.
the game's called Wrestle Jam. That's what it says on the
Yeah.
ring apron.
Which I'm
And
assuming-
Adam, or he beats Adam,
Yeah,
and
he-
Adam's like, "You want to play?" He's like, "I gotta go." He's like, "You want to play again?" It's like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, which I kind of felt sad. He was just
Yeah.
trying to like,
Do something.
yeah.
Like, it wasn't even like a.
Yeah.
He's attached to this fucking kid. He just has nothing.
Adam's like, bro, I'm trying to go home and play some Modern Warfare, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
off.
Dude,
I got
man.
this fucking PS3 ready to go.
Yeah.
Or 360. 360 would have been the better choice.
Honestly, in that era of Call of Duty, yeah, 360 was the way to go.
Yeah,
I
For
agree.
sure. Even though, you had to pay for online. Who cares? It was way better.
It was.
Yeah.
Get what you paid for. You didn't pay for shit.
Your parents did.
Goddamn right.
Also, somebody gets hacked like every other fucking week.
that's true.
especially back then.
Those days, yeah.
But anyway, bro can't do shit, so he goes to the strip club to see Cassidy.
Yeah.
You see boobs again. Let's fucking go.
Oh, Randy, as Adam's leaving, Randy's like, hey, don't forget to do your push-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I wrote that down.
He
but I
had a
did.
note about it, so he's
Yeah, I
going
don't
to
know
say it.
how I
I
wrote it
respect
down.
it. I get it.
The kid needed to do some push-ups, though. He was
He was pretty scrawny.
yeah.
Well, he's like probably like 10. But yeah, you see more boobs because he goes up and Cassidy has like a see-through shirt on.
He jogs first.
Does he?
Yeah, Randy-
oh yeah,
yeah,
I
he's-
skipped
he's-
all him running.
Yeah, he's stretching outside, and he tries to jog, and then he runs out of steam pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's like leaning up against a tree about to die for real. Yeah, he's like,
My heart. I mean, maybe you shouldn't go for a run after heart surgery.
you had heart surgery like 2 weeks ago, man. What the fuck are you doing?
Just chill. Try walking first.
Maybe you should start watching some fucking movies. Maybe you and your two best friends get together, start a podcast about movies. Call it the Movie Juice Podcast. Consider it a semi-successful podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you do.
What friend?
You two.
Well, he didn't have any.
I am the ram in this instance.
He's going to start a podcast with that 10-year-old kid about
Yeah.
movies.
Adam, let's start a podcast.
Back then, podcast was a novel idea, too.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody and their mom had one.
Yeah. No, everybody got on one. I've gone through like 3 rebrands with one.
Yeah.
And now this one.
Yep. Anyway, then he goes to the strip club to see Cassidy. She's wearing fucking net shirt, fucking titties,
Jeff Hardy style.
pierced nips. It is what it is.
Amazing.
More boobs. Then he's like, hey, will you get some food with me? Because I really need to talk to you. And she's like, I'm not going to leave the club with a client. And he
Yeah.
goes, I had a heart attack.
Post the heart card.
And she's like, all right, where you parked at? I'll come out and talk to you for a few minutes.
I mean, like, I get this stance, but, like, man, like, he's your only paying customer, like, actively.
Yeah, except for like whenever she does like the dances on the main stage, I guess.
Yeah, but even that, I don't think she's getting many tips.
Yeah, I mean, like I could kind of get to that. You know, they kind of hinted that at the end, and but like I see her point because she's like maybe she's afraid she'll lose her job.
Right.
You know, maybe like you said earlier, she's got a son. She's afraid to get attached to said son, or she's afraid to like introduce this man to her son because like you all know Randy's not really a good guy. Like, let's be honest here. Like, yeah, he's cool with the neighborhood kids, but this motherfucker's shooting up steroids, going and getting his fucking head bashed in every weekend. Mm-hmm. If I was a single mother, would I want that to be the man that I brought home to my son? Probably not.
But also, all he wanted to do was talk to her.
That's true.
But I see both sides.
But at some point, she's going to lose that son, and she's going to gain a nephew. And he's going to have incredible spider abilities.
It's weird to me that we've come so far in this podcast that I'm the one defending the woman. Like, who would have thought? Not me. Not
She's going to
me.
need an Uncle Ben to die. He's a perfect Uncle Ben to die.
Dude, maybe.
He changes his name to Ben, and then he kicks the bucket at the end of the movie.
Is the wrestler MCU canon?
We figured it out. The Necro Butcher exists in the MCU universe. Alright, anyway.
With great wrestling moves comes great spider responsibilities.
Anyway.
But anyway, she's basically like, oh shit.
What if Randy the Ram is Bonesaw? Holy shit! And then he fucks Aunt May! Wow.
Write that down.
But anyway, she's like, well, do you have any family? He's like, yeah, I got a daughter, but she kind of hates me. She said, well, go try and reconnect with her instead of wasting time with a stripper.
Yeah, she kind of blows him off. But, like,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Because it's like, why don't you go to the people that... I don't think she understands, like, the severity of the situation
Yeah.
either, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's not wrong. I think it's a good idea to reconcile with your
And then you
daughter.
find out that he has a daughter. His daughter's name is Stephanie. You find that
Yeah.
out here, and he's back in his trailer, and he pulls out a picture of her, And on the back of it, he has like a bunch of different phone numbers, and they're scribbled out, and he'll get like the updated phone number.
And then he ends up calling her.
And she doesn't answer, and he just hangs up, which I think respect, because it would have been kind of shitty for him to leave a voicemail like, "Hey, this is your dad. I had a heart attack. I'm Randy the Ram."
Randy the Ram.
You know what I mean?
Do you think he ends his phone call with "Ram out"?
If he didn't, he was fucking up. You know.
But anyway, this is where I put my notes. He has really weird fucking fingers.
He does have weird fingers.
Like, his nails are fucking weird.
Maybe they get fucked up in matches. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Well, no, I think it's just Mickey Rourke.
Oh, yeah.
I would talk about Randy. I'm talking about Mickey Rourke.
I'm trying to make this canon. You know what I mean?
a weird
So
fucking
Marvel
thing.
needs to hire us to write Spider-Man 5.
Yeah. You guys remember the wrestler?
We got a pitch for you.
Tom Holland, it's time to meet your uncle.
And then, he goes to where she lives, and he knocks on the door, and another lady answers the door. And he's like, "Hey, I'm her father." And then Stephanie just comes like barreling out through the door and ignores him.
Yeah.
And she starts walking.
Did you ever write down the other woman's name that answers? Because
I don't think so.
I don't think I ever heard her name be called.
Okay, I think it's just a roommate.
Yeah.
Or partner. They could be together.
Yeah, because
I thought it was
because
like
at one
a-
point he does say, "I think my daughter might be lesbian."
Yeah. Which at first, I don't know why he picks up on that at this point, but
Yeah.
later I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like whenever we get there.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I hate you," and she's in school. Those are the two things I wrote down. And then she calls him an asshole after he tells her that he had a heart attack.
Yeah. Which I get, because she basically sees it as like, oh, okay, so you want something.
Yeah, and like, "No, you want me to take care of you now? You fucker. Why didn't you take care of me when I was a little baby?" You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
basically what she says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, understandable.
Yeah.
You know? Like, where were you whenever I needed you, bitch?
Yeah.
Legitimate.
You know?
You didn't change my diapers, but you want me to change your old man diapers?
I'm going to college eating muff doing what the fuck I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go, girl. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, good for you.
yeah, good for you. You know? He was a deadbeat dad, and he wasn't there on her fucking birthdays, and she doesn't care that he had a heart attack, and storms away. And it's like, yeah, bitch, at Randy.
She's like, "Hey,
I'm out.
I don't care about your heart attack."
I'm just gonna say it. I don't care that you broke your heart.
And then to me, then it cuts to another scene where he goes to the signing. And to me, this is one of the hardest parts to watch.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
oh, yeah.
Because it's at the American Legion. I wrote that down.
Yep. And he goes in there, and the guy that paid him for his first match is like, "Ram, where you been?" He doesn't tell him about the heart attack. He says, "Oh, you know, like I just got too hot."
That's what. Okay, I thought that was about his daughter, but I have a note about how he lies about it. So
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm good."
He says, "I got too hot. You know, I was out of the hospital in less than an hour or something crazy." And it's like,
Bullshit.
"Brother, you were in the hospital for at least a week. You had bypass surgery."
Yeah.
But he's like, "Nope, good." And then they're like talking about the big show because he hasn't told them that he's not going to do the rematch with the Ayatollah yet.
Right.
And then, so he sits down, he starts pulling out his merch. He's got some old shitty t-shirts. He's got some fucking VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Even
Sick.
in 2008, VHS is fucking outdated.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even novel either at that point. So it's like, bro, what are you doing? And then he starts taking pictures with, like, fans and stuff.
Yep.
Like, it's old dudes or, like, moms bringing their little kids.
Yeah.
Like, and he charges $8 for a Polaroid, which is a good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. I've never spent $8 on a wrestler's autograph. It's always been at least $20.
Yeah. Nowadays it's like 60 for like big names.
Yeah, it's more than that for some of them.
Yeah,
You see those WrestleMania
Yeah,
ones?
I know when I met Kane it was 60. When I met Hardy it was 60, but Grace paid for that one.
Word.
And then I paid 60 for both Steiner and Jake the Snake. But Jake the Snake was cool because like I was only supposed to get one photo, and he was just like, "Hey, no, we gotta flip off the camera. You always need one for the Christmas cards."
Yeah, that's cool.
Sick.
But Scott Steiner was kind of shy to talk to. He was just like, I don't know, like he just seemed shy.
Maybe he had a bad day that day.
No, like he wasn't like an asshole or anything. He just seemed like he was shy.
Was it Scott?
Yeah.
Okay,
He
I
just
figured.
he just seemed shy, which I was like, oh, that's not the guy that I know cutting math promos.
So I met Moose.
Maybe he's a nerd. He's good at math. He's not good
Yeah.
with people.
The dude in TNA, Moose, and he was a dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, straight up a fucking prick.
Like-
and I was like, fuck you, man. But I met Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
I bet he was cool.
And he was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy, he was like 10 minutes late getting there. He was just like, I was like one of the first people in his line. He was like, "Hey man, he was like, you live in this state, I'm assuming." He was
Yeah.
like, North Carolina traffic.
Yeah. It sucks.
But anyway, so it's talking about how... So he's doing all that, and then it just kind of pans around.
It's just like a little bit of a dead time.
Yeah, there's like nobody there.
Yeah, nobody's there.
And he's like looking around at all these old people.
Well,
man.
whenever me and you met C.W. Anderson, we were like the only 2 people there that was talking to him.
Yeah, I went and talked to him. Yeah, because we talked to him for like an hour.
Yeah.
You know? And it just shows how sad the business is. Like, it's all these old dudes, and they're sitting around, and they're hurt, just trying to make a dime.
Yep.
Like
he's looking at this guy like with walkers and cages.
Yeah.
This one guy's got a colostomy bag.
Another dude's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's pretty sad.
I put in my notes pretty good. I put he's having a hard time seeing old folks and realizing that he's become one too.
Yeah, he is one of them too. Yeah. And then it goes back to the strip club, and Cassidy's up there.
Yep.
She's walking around this time, I think, and trying to make money.
She's
actually.
not having luck.
She's not
And
up there
I
shaking.
put in my
that
notes.
thing.
I put Cassidy's having the same problem as the Ram kind of. Where like she's getting older. She's having she's dealing with the getting older of it and not being seen in the same light that she used to be.
Yeah, and then
Which is why I think they're perfect for each other, but they just don't.
it's
That's another thing that I'm like that. Like if they got together and talked for a little bit, they'd have a lot of shit in common.
They're both at the ass end of their respective careers.
Yeah, they are.
They're both to quote Murtaugh, they're both getting too old for this shit.
Yeah.
But Ram's there, and he starts talking to her about her daughter, and he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he doesn't know shit.
She's like, well, what kind of music does she like? What kind of this? What kind of that? And he has no fucking
I haven't
clue.
seen her in fucking 12 years. I don't fucking know.
So she's like, well, get her clothes because all girls like clothes.
Oh wait, she's probably into shit like like Linkin Park and My Chemical
Metro
Romance.
Station, maybe?
She had a Vampire Weekend poster in her house.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she's
she did,
definitely
yeah.
into the pop punk scene. So
Yeah.
she's probably like Fall Out Boy.
I think Vampire Weekend sucks. I'm just being real.
I'm not a big fan.
I like the hits, and I like a couple songs, but like I went through a phase with them in high school, but like as quickly as it came, it ended. But I still have some songs.
I hate them because Fuse would only show their
Cousins.
one song and it was Cousins,
Yeah.
and I hate them because of that song.
The album that's after that though is really good. I like
But
that
I
a
do
lot.
like the song Holiday by them.
Yeah, the album that came out in I think it came out like 2013, 2014. It was really good.
Oh, yeah.
It had a lot of good hits on it.
And then Cassidy offers him a dance, and he rejects her.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm not up for it tonight. And she's like, damn, I'm getting rejected by this old dude.
Yeah, she's gonna get rejected by everybody.
Because plot twist, bitch, you're an old bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just being real. Get over yourself, ho. I'm back on his side. But I'll be on her side again here in a little bit. Trust me. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, and I'll get more into this at the end, I feel like nobody's really in the wrong in this movie.
Yeah.
The only one that you could argue is in the wrong is Randy.
On Am I the Asshole on Reddit, we called that Everybody Sucks Here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I guess, and even Randy's not really wrong anymore. It's just too little, too late.
Yeah, like a lot of
That's the tagline of this movie, bro.
Yeah, like he's just trying to. He's kind of at the end of his life, and he's like, "Bro, I'm tired of being a loser." Like, buddy, maybe you should have tried like 10 years ago.
You should have tried 10 years ago, man. You should have tried in 01 when WCW got bought, ECW went under. Yep. Nobody's taking your dumb ass in Japan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no work.
Yeah, maybe
WWF ain't gonna hire you.
Time to switch careers.
Yeah, the WXW folds. What are you gonna do? Go to TNA? You didn't even go to TNA. Fuck you, Randy.
Yeah, you should have tried them.
Stupid old fuck.
Yeah, you should have tried NWA.
Should have just hung it up. No, there's shit indies then. They're even worse now, if you ask me.
Yeah, but like they're still that partner. They had like that partnership with TNA.
That's true. But he didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing about it. You're a washed up old has-been. Fuck you.
You die in the ring.
Which is badass.
Yeah. Not many people do that.
I'll give you that. After he rejects her, she starts to have a moment. And then it's like she's starting to realize, like, oh, I'm old too. Like, I need to take him up on this chance. Because he tries to get her to go with him originally.
Yeah.
And then she rejects her for the dance.
Right.
And then she's like, because she says no, and then he says no.
And then she's like, all right, Saturday. Or like, I think she goes back to more people, and she keeps getting rejected.
Yeah.
And then she comes over later, and before he leaves, and is like, hey, I'll go with you Saturday.
Yeah, she offers to go with him. And then it shows Randy back at work.
And he walks in on his boss jerking off.
Jerking off watching fucking porn.
He's like, whoa! He's like, somebody fucking knocking. I was like, buddy, you're at work.
And it's so funny, too, because he tells him to go. He tells him to get out and knock. And when he knocks, he busts through the door. It's like, God, you're an asshole, man.
Dude, also, like, man, if you're cranking down at work, why not go to the bathroom?
Go to the bathroom.
I'm just saying, why is he cranking down in the office at work that people are going to obviously walk in?
I don't know, man.
If you're going to crank down at work,
Walk the door.
Pick a better spot.
Lock the door.
But Randy starts asking him for more hours again, or like a different job.
And he's like, yeah, I got hours in deli. That's about it.
And he says he has to work weekends. And he goes, isn't that when you sit on dudes' faces? And he's like, no, I don't do that anymore. And then he tells him about the deli, and he says it's a parade of hot, horny housewives begging for your meat.
Which he's probably used to. I mean, he was a wrestler.
Yeah. And then, like, you know, whatever, he takes the job, and then it shows him at the store that Cassidy suggested he'd go to. It's like a thrift store. Cassidy shows up in her beater old truck. He's like, oh, wow, you look clean.
And she was like, what?
She's like, what? And he's like, I mean, lovely. And I'm like, okay.
I kind of know what he meant, though. Like, you know,
Yeah, she doesn't look...
strippery.
She doesn't look like a stripper. Like, oh, you look like a real person right now. This is crazy.
I think he worded it wrong. Yeah, like if he'd have been like, "Oh yeah, like I'm not used to seeing you."
Also, Cassidy's her stripper name. Her real name is Pam.
There we
That's
go.
true. Yeah.
And then she was like, starts asking about his daughter, and he was like, I don't know, I think she's a lesbian.
Yeah. He says, I think she might be a lesbian. He's like, does that matter? Because they're looking at clothes.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, that does not matter.
Right.
And then they're looking at more clothes, and he finds a sweet, fucking, like,
Sweet to him.
a sweet, in his mind, windbreaker with an S on it.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, it's got an S for Stephanie? It's fucking cool.
it's
It's
like-
like you can tell Pam's like, "Nah."
And it's
Yeah.
lime green.
It's
Yeah.
very,
It's very lime green.
hot on the eyes. It's like,
Yeah. Very, very a product of its time.
And then Pam's like, well, why don't we get her a pea coat? She'd probably really like a pea coat.
yeah, because like it looks cold.
It's like wintertime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're up in New Jersey, too.
Yeah.
So,
He's like, yeah, but I'm gonna get her this too because I feel like she'd like it.
well, she tells him to trust his gut, so you don't find out what he buys at first.
Yeah.
And then he's like, they go back outside, and he's like, come on, come get a beer with me. And she's like, I have a son. And he's 9. And he's like, oh, okay, cool, because like, he doesn't give a fuck.
And then he's like, wait. And then he pulls out an action figure from his truck.
yeah, the one that it showed in his van
Yeah,
earlier.
and he's like, give him this. He'll love it.
And he says that it's a $300 collectible, so be careful with it. And then she's like, really? And he says, no, LOL. And then she goes to get a brewski with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like showing him pictures of her son, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I can see where he gets his looks from." No, that's literally what happened.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like that's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to say. And,
Yeah.
and then she starts telling him, and then he accidentally scrolls over to a picture of like some kind of apartment or something,
Yeah.
and she says she's gonna move,
Yeah.
She wants to go to a cheaper neighborhood.
and she's gonna quit being a stripper, and he's
Yeah, she's
not
gonna
happy.
quit. He's like, oh, you're gonna quit? Well, who am I gonna come see?
Who am I gonna come see?
And then
You're my
round-
only friend.
Yeah.
My only friend.
And then Round and Round starts playing. He starts dancing.
And this scene is cringy as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. 'cause
Like, this one was like the only scene in this movie where I was like, this doesn't need to be here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But it kind of does for the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Mickey Rourke is such a weird looking guy.
He really is.
Like,
Yeah.
he looks so
It's
fucking
weird.
Because if you see him when he was younger, he looks completely different. Like you see kind of where he looks at like
Yeah.
now, but like he looks really different.
A couple weeks ago, your mom sung "Round and Round" to us because I made a joke. I was like, "Oh, the sticks are coming back." I was like, "You guys gonna go see him?" She's like, "Yeah," and Rat's opening for him. They start singing "Round and Round," and I was like, "She's like, you don't know the song?" I was like, "No, I know the song.
I just don't care.
I just don't care."
And
I'm just
then
trying to be nice.
He's like chorking down 80s shitty hair metal, and then he talks about how Kurt Cobain sucks. Fuck you, you suck, you die in the ring. And and then he also says that the 90s sucked.
Yeah, I was like,
which
fuck
also,
you, bro.
fuck you.
Which he
Nice, bro, awesome.
he probably wasn't getting work.
Yeah, he probably wasn't getting work because there's no couldn't make it anywhere.
Probably because not even the NWO wanted him.
You probably worked in the AWF on ESPN, you stupid cunt. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Can I say cunt?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, okay. Yeah, fuck you, Randy.
dude probably couldn't even make it in WCW, and they were putting everybody in the NWO, so he couldn't even make it in there.
Probably weren't even jobbing on fucking Worldwide, the weekend shows,
Yeah,
bitch.
probably couldn't even make it on Thunder.
Fuck you. I hate you. You could have been something, man.
Could have just tried.
You could have been something, man.
Probably wouldn't have made it in the Attitude Era, though. He didn't have a gimmick. He could have been a part of the Brood.
They could have done something with him.
Yeah, he could have been a part of the Brood.
But he was a fuck up.
Yeah.
It's like Jake the Snake. I'm pretty sure this movie is like pretty much based on Jake the Snake Roberts.
Probably.
Because he has like the estranged daughter, drugs,
Everything.
shit indies.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fuck you, Randy.
But he also after they hate on the 90s and they do a little singing, he gets a smooch.
He kisses her and she kisses back, but then she runs away.
Yeah. She's like, oh, no.
And he's like, wait, you said one beer. And then she chugs her beer and gets the fuck out of there. And I did think that shit was funny.
I was like, damn.
She's a savage. And then it's back to him getting ready for work. And this is another scene that I really like. He gets his name tag.
Same, because yeah.
We'll get there. It's really cool though.
But it's funny because his name tag's Robin.
And he's like, oh, it's supposed to say Randy.
He's like, I don't know, man. I don't make the fucking name tag. It's just wear it. He's like, okay, I guess.
And then this is the part. Like he makes his walk down to the deli counter.
Yeah, almost like
He's walking backstage.
down to the ring.
Well, you said. Speaking on a recent episode of the Snake Pit podcast, Jake Roberts once again alleged that The Wrestler, the 2008 professional wrestling film starring Mickey Rourke as the titular character, was based largely on his real-life experiences. That was as of August 2023.
Yeah.
No.
I never knew that he said that, really. I just know his story enough to know that, like...
And then he's quoted as saying, "The movie was about me, they just didn't want to pay me."
Well, that sounds like some carny fuck shit,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, which is what those dudes are all about.
Yeah, which, I mean, like, if they were willing to pay Mickey Rourke, I'm pretty sure they were going to pay you.
Yeah, but you're not as good of an actor.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
I only know one movie Jake the Snake is in.
the resurrection of Jake the Snake.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Peanut
Beyond
Butter Falcon. yeah, Peanut Butter Falcon with Shia LaBeouf.
The other two are documented.
Because
Mick
Mick
Foley's
Foley's also in it.
Yeah. I forgot. Isn't he like the ref or something?
Yeah.
Mick Foley's the ref.
Oh, no, yeah. Jake's like the dude he wrestles.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, so he walks down.
We should do that movie next year.
Pretty good movie.
He walks down and he's like getting ready to go out. The little, like the cool mats,
Yeah.
string things that they have. What are those called?
Door curtain strips.
Okay.
I looked them up so I could write it. That's
Yeah.
just like one of the only few times I paused the movie,
Right.
so I actually like look to see what they're called. And they're just called door strips.
Because I remember when Ethan worked in the deli at
Yeah.
Lowe's, I would always go and visit him on break,
Yeah.
and I would have to go walk through those things.
Like
What's up, dude?
because when I worked in Frozen Deli or Frozen Dairy, they had them on both. But like I thought they were called something. They're just called door curtain strips.
But yeah, but like while he's walking, like you hear like a faint crowd cheering his
Yeah.
name because it's reminding him of like walking to the ring, and then he goes out and he just walks out into like a boring ass.
Yeah.
Dude, he was having a good. He
But
was
then
having a good time.
Yeah. Like I really love this scene because it's like,
Well, this is whenever he's on his like I'm trying to do better shit.
yeah,
you know?
and like if he could just let later on we'll get there too. If he could just let go of his fucking ego, I feel like he'd be okay.
And
Yeah.
she was just, and then like, one lady, she's like, "What?" She's like, "Which one's the best smoked ham?" And he's like, "Smoked ham, maple, maybe."
Yep.
I was like, "I don't even think there's that many smoked hams.
Yeah,
I think
right.
it's just like a couple flavors.
Yeah.
I don't know."
Like
And then-
I just feel like he expects results instantaneously. And
Immediately.
you gotta work at it, man. If you just keep working at it and he keeps talking to Marissa Tomei, bro, I'm telling you, bro, she probably would give you a chance. But you can't stay stagnant long enough to work at it.
And then someone orders a 8-piece combo, and they want 2 big breasts, and he says, "LOL, yeah, me too."
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Yeah, he also someone orders half a pound of pasta salad.
He pasta salad coming up.
He also ram jams the post while he walks by.
Yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
ram jam, it, but he hits
Yeah,
it.
he
I'm
also
like,
sprays the rotisserie down. Then he puts some chicken in the deep fryer.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
him like learning how to do his job, whatever. And then
some dude orders egg salad, and he was like, "Hey, go long like it's 4th and long." He throws it out.
and he's like, "Goddamn, how about them Cowboys?" And then he goes to a payphone and he starts calling promoters, telling them that he's retired.
He goes, "Hey, I'm a deli boy now.
Yeah.
I'm the deli man.
I'm the deli.
Call me the meat slicer."
Call me the meat slayer.
Oh. And then he goes to see his daughter again,
Yep.
and he's like, "Hey,
For a while, that he makes all the calls on the payphone.
yeah,
'Cause he doesn't-
yeah,
I guess he doesn't have a cell
fucking
phone.
Like, why don't you have a cell phone? It's 2008.
Yeah, man. They're
You
cheap.
pick it
they're
up some
cheap
extra
bags.
shifts now, bro.
Get you a phone.
They sold them at Dollar General, bro. They can't be that hard to come by.
Yeah, bro, buy you some minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he tells her that he got her a present. And he gives her the present that's the S with the jacket.
Yeah.
Or the S on the jacket.
And he literally says the S stands for Stephanie.
And she
And
very
then- and
obviously...
I put in my notes, I said that has the same energy as their subtitles because she's deaf.
And she's like, "Oh, thanks." He was like, "That's not the real present."
LOL. And then he gives her the Pico.
Pico, yeah, he bought both.
And he's like, "Hey, I want to like hang out with you. Do you have time?" And she's like, "No." And he's like, "Come on, I want to take you to our old favorite place." And she's like, "We have an old favorite place."
So you don't remember the pier?
And then
The
Ram
boardwalk?
convinces her to go, and he takes her to a boardwalk. And she talks about how she doesn't remember much of her childhood, but he says that he does.
No.
And he talks about like how they used to go to some haunted house thing that was there, and
Yeah.
she was really scared of it, and all this blah blah blah. And then it cuts to them just talking.
Then they have a nice moment here.
Yeah, they do, because he admits that like he
Was
had-
Fucked up.
he made the mistakes, and then he talks about how he left.
Yeah, he tells her that he's a broken down piece of meat and that he's alone and deserves to be alone, but doesn't want her to hate him.
Yep.
Right.
And then I almost shed a tear at this part.
Yeah.
I think I did a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, a little.
Sarah
tears
cried.
from- Yeah.
I mean, I could feel the waters flowing, but like
Yeah.
nothing like came out. You
Right.
And then it's a really nice moment.
All those came out at the end.
Yeah, and like
For me.
as they walk away,
she wraps her arm around
she
him.
wraps his arm around him.
And then like they get to this door where like it's kind of blocked off, and he's like, "Hey, let's go in here."
And it's an old ballroom.
Yep.
And they have a really nice moment where they dance together.
Yep, it's really really cute. Daddy daughter dance.
Yeah.
And it shows him take her home, and he gets the door for her. What a guy, you know?
Yeah.
And he asks if he can take her out to dinner on Saturday. And
she
she
says
agrees.
yes.
And then he goes back to the club, and Randy's there after... because it shows Cassidy up on the stage, because she's Cassidy now, because she's a stripper. And she's a stripper again. She's stripping.
She's the same stripper.
She is the same stripper. She is in her alter ego
Cassidy.
because she is doing the stripping.
I think they get it.
I never switched her name to Pam after I found out her name is Pam. I just
My
keep calling her
notes
Cassidy.
to make sure I got it right. I put blah 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 Pam, and then I put she is Cassidy BTW, just in case my notes didn't know. I guess.
But he gives her an envelope that has a card in it. What does the card say? Did you get it?
No.
I didn't get it either because it shows it and then it's gone. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, it must not be that important.
Yeah,
Wait, 'cause
probably
he's-
thanks for the help.
Because
I guess.
he's basically trying to flirt with her, and she's just not having it.
Yeah, she immediately blows. This is like she blows him off stupid hard,
Yeah.
Stupid hard. She's like, hey, buddy, how about you go fuck yourself?
and she's like, I can't go there, and he's like, but I want to, and she's like, this is all a mistake, and he's like, it didn't feel like a mistake to me. Fuck, bro.
And she's like, I'm more than a stripper. I'm a mother. I was like, okay.
And she's like, you're a fucking customer, and he's like, fine then, if I'm just a fucking customer, and they
And I want to fucking dance.
start throwing money at her, calls her out on her bullshit, and then he gets kicked out of the club.
Yeah, Big
Which
Chris comes to get him.
I understand his point. Because he's like, all right, fine, if you're gonna treat me like that, then I'm gonna treat you like this.
Yeah, like,
Like, I kind of understand that. Is he right? Not
No.
necessarily.
Yeah, no, but he's doing the eye for an eye thing.
Yeah. Because he's mad, bro. He's hurt.
Yeah, more than one way.
Yeah.
He's physically hurt, and now he's emotionally hurt. And his heart really can't take much more.
Yeah.
Literally.
hurt people. Hurt people.
Yeah.
He goes home.
Yeah.
Parks, immediately leaves, and goes to a Jersey All Pro Wrestling show.
Yep.
And
R-Truth is there.
R-Truth, and it's a big show too. And
my bad.
R-Truth is there.
My bad. Ron the Truth Killings at this time. It wasn't R-Truth yet.
Right.
And then Ron's like, hey, you want to go out drinking? And they go to
A college party.
and they start drinking. And he's talking to some broad. You never find out her name, I don't
No.
think. She's just like a hot
No, but he...
young blonde girl.
Yeah, and they do coke together, and he fucks her in the bathroom.
And he
Some
says
guy walks in.
he says that he still wrestles too.
Yeah.
And then he fucks her in the bathroom. And she asks if he wants to party, and she says party like a fireman. And I just want to mention that because when he wakes up the next morning in her bedroom, it is covered in firefighter stuff.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
very weird.
It is very weird.
And he's like wearing like firefighter gear, like when he gets out of bed.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck?
Clearly, she was into something that he was just had to kind of go with.
Well, hey, man.
And she had a ferret too. Yeah.
He used to have ferrets.
Yeah, I had 3. And then he sneaks out of her house, and I just wrote, good call, big dog.
Walker shames that shit.
Yeah, he does.
And then he goes home, and he sleeps all day. And he wakes up, and he like stumbling around his fucking trailer, because all hungover, fucked up.
Yeah. And
It's
looks at-
raining.
He also has a titty poster in his bathroom. You see it in the mirror.
Yeah.
And then he looks at his phone. And he realizes he missed dinner with his daughter. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
And he gets there, and the roommate opens the door and just kind of slams it in his face, and he just lets himself in.
This is where I put my notes. That he has the vampire. She has the Vampire Weekend poster.
Yeah, I mean, like, also, Big Dog, if you would have just had an alarm clock,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all this could have been avoided.
How you gonna sleep all day?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And
And
he
then
slept all night.
yeah, he literally did sleep like all night. And then he goes home and he sleeps all day. It's like, what are you doing?
Maybe it was the post coke. I don't know.
Dumb, stupid old fuck. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Get good.
This is why you die.
But then the daughter's basically, look, I don't want to see you anymore. Like you're fucking.
She's
up.
like, I don't fucking care about you. I don't care about your fucking heart. I don't care about you that you used to be a wrestler. You're just a fucking piece of shit.
She tells him that it is. That she doesn't care, she doesn't love him,
She doesn't hate him.
she doesn't like him, nothing. And then she says that this is broken permanently, and we cannot fix it.
And then this is kind of where we get more of like the hint, I guess, to her being a lesbian, because it's like the other person she lives with definitely feels she says the thing about how like I can't do with this right now or whatever. So I kind of feel like she can't watch her do it to herself basically.
But does she keep the pea coat?
That's what I wondered too!
Or does she just toss that? I mean, like, it's...
It's a good coat.
Yeah. I also
don't
looked
care
up.
who bought it for me.
Also looked up. There is a Wilmington, New Jersey, because he says he has to go to Wilmington. I just immediately assumed North Carolina.
I thought Delaware. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think there's one in Delaware too.
Yeah, there is. But like growing up around here, there's a Wilmington here. I just assumed that for some reason. Never really once thought about there's other places with Wilmingtons.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with what you were saying, Kyle. Like, I think that like her like storming out the way she did and showing how much she like really gave a fuck.
Yeah.
probably leans towards. Them
And like, because
being lesbians.
when he first goes over the first time, I thought it was like a group of girls living there because it was
Yeah,
like
that's what I was like
college.
a.
And I was like, oh no, like they're the only two that live there.
Yeah.
So like it makes more sense.
But she also tells him that she doesn't want to see or hear from him again,
Yeah.
and she is done. And then she kicks him the fuck out.
Yep.
Yeah, and he cries on the front porch.
Yeah. And then he goes back to work, and then you can just tell like
Yeah,
it's
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 different.
over. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck.
Lady, and then there's this dumb old lady being difficult about the fucking potato
potato
salad.
See, no, I would be fucking mad about this, dude.
I would be too.
I would be too.
He's
yeah.
not tripping getting mad at this lady.
Because I wrote...
It just adds insult to injury that it happens to be right after all this other shit.
I wrote, dude, fuck this old lady here with a little more, little less bullshit. Fucking old bitch. Fucking die.
And it's funny.
Because I learned from my mom, because my dad, he gets cheese from the deli, but my mom's always the one that buys it for him. And like, if it's a little over, who gives a fuck? You have more of the
cares?
shit.
Yeah.
Like, just
Who
take
cares?
it. Like, my parents taught me when I was younger, like, if they give you a little extra, that's a little treat for you, bro. Yeah, you gotta pay a little extra, but you get more shit. What the fuck's the problem? Like,
Someone who works in a deli, we get yelled at by like customers daily.
like
If we go even a little bit over, if they
Damn.
don't want that much over.
that's why I just want to say thank you to my parents for fucking teaching me to be fucking nice. Like,
Treat deli workers better.
There's no reason to
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
be mad about it, bro.
Treat everyone better.
Yeah.
Like if they're in a fucking service job, treat them better.
Yeah,
for
fuck
real.
you, dude.
You don't know what the fuck they're going through that day.
Fucking old bitch, just die. I'm with you. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck this old lady.
Honestly, old people are the rudest motherfuckers.
I agree, bro. Because they're so goddamn old, they've forgotten what it was like to be a real fucking person.
Yeah, dude.
You know? They're fucking
They're
entitled.
fucking
They're entitled as fuck.
Like, man, I still
And then they
got my
try and
life
put
to
it back
live,
on
dude.
us as younger people.
No, I'm not gonna order your groceries over the fucking phone.
But
Learn how to use an app. You stupid geriatric old fuck.
But I will also say, not all old people,
Retweet.
but most
Yeah,
of them.
but like a good
bit
I'd
of
say a
them,
good
yeah.
75% of
Yeah.
them are assholes.
And they definitely shouldn't fucking drive. But that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
We could be on this for
Yeah.
days.
Anyway, he eats some of this old
That,
lady
that was the best part. He's like, oh, you want a little less? I'll fucking.
And I'm like, okay.
He's like, here you go. Have your fucking potato salad, old bitch.
And then,
And then there's another customer. He's like, I think I know you from somewhere.
He's
Yeah,
like,
he-
no, you don't know me. man.
He's like, oh, I'm not that guy.
I'm not that guy. Pal.
he's like,
He's like, no, you're fucking Randy the Ram,
you're
bro.
ready to win. And then he's like, yeah, but you look older.
Yeah.
You ain't wrestling no more.
Yeah.
And Randy just loses it, bro.
Yep.
He just looks at his thumb and he takes it and shoves it in the fucking slicer, bro. It's like, what the fuck? You could have stormed out easier.
You didn't have. You didn't have to cut off your thumb.
I just put he rage quits the deli.
Yeah. And
He's like fucking knocking shit over. It's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
and he's fucking bleeding everywhere.
Touch everything. He's like, it's fucking bullshit. You fucking treat me no respect. Fuck you.
I just cuts his thumb off, crashes out,
Yeah.
quits. Understandable.
Yeah, that's like that's like the perfect showing of crashing out.
And then he calls and he's like, hey, I'm back on the show. I'm doing it. And they're like, hey, we don't have any money to pay you. And he says, I don't care. I just want to wrestle.
I just want to wrestle. I'll do it for fucking free.
And then it shows him getting back in his routine. He's like fucking getting ready again,
Yeah.
dyeing his hair back, and
Yeah.
hitting the weights a little bit. Still in good shape, even though that worked out in a while. It looks good.
Right.
Sweet Jesus tattoo. This is when I see it. Gets a pump, hell yeah. And then it goes to Pam's house. And
No, it's his house. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, it goes to
that's
Pam's
right.
house.
Yeah,
And,
because then we see the kid playing with the wrestling figure that
Yep.
he gave,
So she's like, all right, I'm gonna go see Randy, try to
Yeah.
make amends.
and then he's packing up to go to the show.
Yeah, and
She's like, yeah, I'm wrestling, bro. You should come by.
yeah. He's like, it's okay. And she's like, well, where are you going? And he's like, I'm
So
going to
what
my
to-
match. It's what I do.
And she's like, should you be doing that?
And he's like, it's what I do. And then he leaves.
He's like, fuck it.
And then it shows him get to the arena, and everybody's like, oh, fuck yeah, the Ram. And he
back.
goes and talks to the Ayatollah, whose name is Bob,
Yep.
and is also Ernest the Cat Miller of WCW fame, and WWE to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
And it's a Ring of Honor show, also. Hell yeah, Ring of
Hell
Honor.
yeah.
Ring of Honor back then specifically, because now it's dog shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you want to go over the match? And the Ayatollah, old school guy too,
Yep.
he's like, what do we got to go over? I'm the heel, you're the face. Which means they're just going to call it in the ring, which is
Yep.
awesome. And then it goes back to Pam, being a stripper. You see her boobs again. And she's dancing to shit. And then she's
and
like,
once again, nobody's like really tipping her. No one's
nobody's
really paying attention.
And then she kind of finally has her epiphany.
Yep. She rage quits too.
And she's just like, fuck it, I'm out. She walks off the stage. They're like, Cassidy, come back.
Cassidy returned to the stage. He's like, fuck you, I'm out of here.
And she goes and packs her shit and starts to leave. And I thought it was cool because while she's leaving, one of those stripper ladies is like, hey, you left your shoes. And I think that symbolizes her quitting being a stripper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it cuts back to the dressing room.
It's him getting ready, and I put young Claudio Castagnoli / Cesaro with hair.
Yeah, I put Cesaro's in the dressing room with Randy. Sick. And then the match is getting ready to start.
And he pretty much prays to whatever God he believes in that his heart doesn't explode. He's like,
Oh, well, that's gonna.
And the Ayatollah.
he ain't got
comes to
time
the
for your
ring.
problems. He's busy with other shit that's not wrestling related.
And then during this time, also Pam is like arriving to the arena or to
Yeah.
the show. I don't really know if I'd say that's an arena. And
Stadium. No.
it's just like a convention center.
Auditorium.
Yeah, sure.
It's big. It's bigger than the high school show, and it's probably bigger than that other show. Like there's a lot of fucking people there.
It's definitely like a bigger.
Yeah, it's
Nah,
like,
auditorium's fine. There's probably like 600, 700, 800 people there.
Yeah.
It's a good size crowd.
you can definitely tell it's got more like
Pizzazz.
like because it's very nice. It's like
Yeah.
Hey man, Ring of Honor was number 3 then. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
At one point, I would argue they were number 2, but
Yeah, because they're probably doing better than TNA.
they were like in like
For sure.
18, and then AEW started and fucked everything up.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only place. Oh, okay. So Pam gets backstage to him and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Like your heart." And this line got me. He says, "The only place I get hurt is out there, because the world doesn't give a shit about me."
I was like, damn, dude.
And I was like,
Retweet.
"Fuck, dude." And she was like, "Yeah, but look at me like I'm here." And she says, "What do you call that?" And he's like, "I belong in the ring."
Yep.
And then his fucking song goes up.
Because
and he
I
goes
lose
outside.
where my notes. Pam shows up for him, but he'd rather die in the ring than face reality.
Yeah, Sweet Child of
And I was
Mine
like,
plays.
damn, man.
Yeah, well, that's a terrible entrance thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's cool for the movie. I
Yeah.
think so. But like in real life, bro, if that's what you're coming out to, change your song.
Yeah, like, honestly, like
I feel like for the
I'm
the
not-
right wrestler, it could work. I think for him, it works.
That's what I was getting
like
at.
I'm
Yeah.
not even like a big Guns N' Roses, but I feel like they have better songs to come out to.
True.
They do. And then he cuts a promo, grabs the mic, cuts a promo, and he
Yeah.
says, "If you live hard and play hard and burn the candle at both ends, you pay the price for it." But he's like, "But hey, I'm still here, and I'm still the fucking Ram." And he says, "Nobody's gonna put me in retirement until the fans stop cheering for me, because they're his family."
Yep.
And then the match starts.
Because I literally put my notes. Yeah, he cuts a hell of a promo.
Yeah.
he's like,
Pre-match
he's
promo.
like, I love all you guys. Thank you.
And
This is for you.
it pans to Pam, and she's crying,
And then she leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bob does the heel attack.
Yeah, because he's like, "Oh, that was a good promo."
Yeah.
Then he goes and pans the crowd, and then you know what I
This
mean?
whole match, bro, is like really like stress inducing because like you're waiting for it because you know it's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
And like just like the longer it goes on, you're like, oh.
Yeah, because they start going. Bob was like, "Hey man, take it easy."
Yeah.
And then Bob starts heel working the crowd.
Hits him with the flag, and he chokes him.
Yeah. USA chant.
Randy comes
USA.
back, breaks the flag over him. No, he just breaks the flag. I don't think he breaks
Yeah,
it
he
over
breaks
his
I
back.
think he breaks
knee.
over his knee. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he hits a dive to the outside.
Yeah.
Because there's also a ref bump.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the referee catches him more than Bob does.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. And then they're
holy shit chant.
they're brawling out there at ringside, and this is the first time that he starts selling his chest. His
Yeah.
chest is starting to hurt.
He's like, oh,
Yeah.
and then Bob's like, you good?
yeah, they get back in the ring, and
Yeah, and
Bob's
he-
like, "Hey, let's take it home."
Yeah,
You know,
let's bring
which
it on.
means
Which means let's
let's end the match.
Yeah.
And then they get back in the ring, and he's hurting.
And
And
Bob's
Ayatollah
like,
is like, "Hey,
hey man, are you okay?
are you okay?"
He's like, I'm good.
And Rand keeps going, hits him with an enziguri.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bob is just getting more concerned. He's
Yep.
like, dude, are you good?
He's like, "Finish the match." And then the ref even is like, "Hey man, are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, bro, I'm okay." And then he gets out on the apron,
Yep.
gets up on the top rope.
Very slowly.
Very slowly, he starts putting his arms up.
Yeah.
He even looks. He looks where Pam would be, and she's gone.
Yeah.
Which literally, like, to him,
Yep.
validates everything he's feeling
Yeah.
in this
I
moment.
literally put, fuck, man. He knows it's over, but he's gonna go out with one last Ram Jam.
Yeah.
And then he's going for it.
Yeah.
And then it's like flashbang esque where it's like, oh, you know, you can tell like something's wrong with him where
Yeah.
it shows him.
Very high pitched like
Yeah.
whine in the
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I put he climbs up, gets in position to do the flying headbutt one last time.
And the crowd cheers him on.
Yep.
Yep.
And he fucking, it zooms in really close
And
to
he's
him.
crying.
Yeah.
And he jumps.
And like we kind of see him fly in the air for a couple of seconds, and then it fades to black.
And you hear the crowd cheer, but you don't hear anything else. Like
Yeah.
you don't know what happens immediately after.
Yep.
And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, I put Randy dies in the ring as a wrestling hero.
Fucking going out on his fucking shield, man. It's fucking
Yeah, dude.
awesome. Like,
It's fucking cool.
I know I'd be shitting on this
I
dude the whole
definitely-
time, but that's badass.
I definitely had tears in my eyes.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, man.
Like they never,
Like when he looks up there and he starts crying and he's like, "I'm like, fuck,
like
man."
they never came out of my eyes. My eyes just watered, but I never cried. But
Yeah.
like,
My water, I just sat there for a second.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
dude.
and then even when, during the credits, I was like, and then like I hate Bruce Springsteen, but that song even too was like, fuck,
Yeah.
dude. I was like, even the song, I was like, I feel this song too, dude.
Alright. Well, that's another.
movie
Juiced.
Yeah. Oh, I'm walking away from the juicer.
The juicer is
That's
dope.
the juice being everywhere and I'm stepping in it. You know?
Why you
because we-
stepping in it? Why
Because
you-
we got messy.
Because it got messy. We
Okay.
went on all these tangents. Of course
Okay.
there's juice everywhere.
Yeah, I figured it'd be like a nice little sip of the juice.
Oh, I'm testing out our products?
Yeah, dude.
But anyway, we forgot to say this in the beginning, but would
Oh yeah, fuck.
would you guys recommend this movie?
Absolutely.
I would,
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend it. If it was 2008 or 2008 or
I'd
early
recommend
09,
it.
I
I'd
would
even recommend it now. Yeah.
I'd recommend going and seeing it
Like
if
if
they
this is a brand
re-release
new
it.
movie now. it'd be
Yeah.
perfect.
But who wants to go first with the ratings? Who went last?
I
time?
don't
You guys
remember.
I gave it a 9.
Oh, yeah.
I gave it a 9. Like, it's not the perfect movie by any means.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's definitely one I revisit.
Yeah.
In my note, at the end of my notes, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yep.
I'd probably bump it up to 8.5. Because I mean, like the movie does have some
Yeah.
flaws here
Well, like I
and there,
said-
but other than that, it's still a great
It's a
movie.
great fucking movie.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 9.
I stick with a solid 8 as well. I think 8's really good.
Oh, yeah.
But you guys got any like last minute things to add? Because I don't. I feel like we juiced the fuck out of this. Talked about boobs. And I got to talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
You know?
It is like
Let us know down in the comments who's your favorite wrestler. You excited
Yeah.
for WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
us know.
Who are you Team Cody or are you Team Cena? I'm Team
Yeah.
Cena.
I'm
Team
Team
Cena,
Cena,
baby.
Yeah.
You can't see me.
Do we have the comments on Spotify too?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, leave us a comment on Spotify too. Like,
Yeah, dude.
Listen to the podcast, bitch.
Girl, the way you move it. Normally it's you that does
I love you, bitch. I ain't never gonna stop loving you,
it.
bitch.
All right, that's been another Movie Juice. New episodes drop every Thursday morning. Follow us on Facebook at Movie Juice, Instagram and Twitter at Movie Juice Pod. We still got that coming soon website.
It's been coming soon for about 6 months, boys.
Yeah, well. Hey, look, we have a research, we got a development. We never hired anybody that knows how to do a website.
yeah.
That's kind of on us. We got an editor too, you know.
Yeah.
All links can be found on our link tree. If you have any suggestions for a logo, or if you have any thoughts on any movies that we've already reviewed, or if you want to recommend any movies to us, you can email us all that stuff at moviejuicepod@gmail.com. Write in. We'd love to hear from you, and if it's funny enough, we'll read it on the pod.
Hey, yo.
You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts as well. Once again, if it's funny or if it's good, we'll read it here. Or even
Yeah.
if it's bad, we'll read it here. We're on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube. You can follow us all individually on Twitter and Instagram. Our handles are in the description below. We'll be back next week with the new horror movie Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld. As always, I've been Dylan.
I've been Kyle.
And I've been James. And for one last time, this has been The Juice.